You ever hear a story that just hits you right in the heart? The kind that makes you stop and really think about life, love, and just how deep connections can go. This is one of those stories. And I promise you, by the time we're done, you're gonna see animals in a whole new way. So stick with me, because this one's special. At this quiet little wildlife centre in New England, there's a goose named Arnold. Now, Arnold isn't just any goose. He's been hanging around the centre for years, living peacefully with his mate by a little pond right behind the clinic. Every day, they'd waddle around together, swim, eat, do all the usual goose things. Life was good, simple, until one day something changed. The staff at the wildlife centre noticed Arnold was moving differently. Usually he was quick, always active. But that day, he was stumbling, struggling to walk. And if you know anything about animals, you know they're tough. They don't show pain unless they really can't hide it anymore. So seeing Arnold like that was bad. What do you do when you see someone you care about struggling? You step in, right? That's exactly what the staff did. They knew Arnold needed help, but catching a wild goose, not exactly easy. These birds aren't pets. They don't just walk up to you and say, "Hey, fix me up." They had to be careful, gentle, and smart about it. Finally, they got him inside, laid him down, and what they saw, it wasn't good. 2 open fractures on his foot. That's serious. If they didn't do something fast, he wasn't gonna make it. No second chances in the wild. The vets jumped into action, preparing for surgery right away. But here's where things took a turn. Right as they were getting Arnold ready, something happened that no one expected. There was a tapping on the glass door. Soft at first, then louder. Tap, tap, tap. The vets looked up, and there she was, Arnold's mate. She had followed him all the way to the clinic. She was standing outside, staring in, tapping her beak against the glass, over and over. Have you ever seen an animal look worried, like genuinely distressed? Because that's exactly how she looked. She was pacing, flapping her wings a little, pecking at the door. She knew something was wrong. She knew Arnold was in there, and she wasn't leaving. Think about that for a second. This is a goose, not a dog, not a cat. A goose, and she wasn't going anywhere. That kind of loyalty, that kind of love, you don't see that every day. Even the staff, people who worked with animals every single day, were stunned. One of them even said, "We've never seen anything like this before." And they hadn't. Now, put yourself in Arnold's place for a second. Imagine waking up from surgery, groggy, confused, probably in pain, and the first thing you see is the person you love most in the world waiting for you. Doesn't that change everything? Doesn't that make you feel like maybe, just maybe, everything's gonna be okay? That's exactly what happened. The vets finished the surgery and Arnold started waking up. And you know what they did? They opened the door. Just a little. Just enough for his mate to see him. And the moment she did, she stretched her neck inside and started grooming him. Right there, right in front of everyone. It was like she was saying, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." Tell me that doesn't hit you. Tell me that doesn't make you stop and think. Because, honestly, that moment, that's love. Real love. No words, no big gestures. Just being there when it matters most. And she stayed, every single day. While Arnold was healing inside, she was outside, waiting, watching, always close by. The staff started making sure they had time together, letting them see each other as much as possible, because they knew sometimes healing isn't just about medicine. Sometimes it's about having someone who refuses to let you go through it alone. Days turned into weeks, and Arnold started getting stronger. Little by little, he healed. And his mate? She never stopped waiting. She never gave up on him. And finally, the day came. Arnold was strong enough to go home. Can you imagine that moment? After all that time apart, after everything they'd been through, When they finally let him go, she was right there. No hesitation, no fear, just pure happiness. The two of them waddled off together, side by side, like nothing had ever happened, like they'd never been apart. And that's the story of Arnold, a goose who got hurt, a mate who refused to leave his side, and a love that didn't need words to be understood. Now, before you go, let me ask you something. Have you ever had someone show up for you like that? Someone who refused to leave when things got tough? Maybe a friend, a partner, a family member? And if you have you ever been that person for someone else? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Showing up, being there, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when you don't know what's gonna happen next. That's what love is. That's what loyalty is. And if a goose can do it, what's stopping the rest of us? If this story touched you, share it. Send it to someone who needs a reminder that love is real. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stick around for more stories that make you feel something. Because the world needs more of that. And we're just getting started. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.